for a game.
Yeah, but even she said she was fine with it. But that's an even worse look for the NFL versus something that was made up about him. But in the same sense, you can't have Tyreek beating people and then nothing happens. And that's not a bad look for the NFL? No, what did Tyreek do? Who did he blow to be able to get this fucking kind of treatment?
I don't know. And then you've got Ray Rice.
Well, they weren't even going to do anything about Ray Rice until the video was leaked.
Yep. And then Kareem Hunt.
What a dumb motherfucker. Ray Rice, not Kareem. Yeah, Kareem Hunt's a fucking idiot too.
His wasn't anywhere near as bad.
No,
as some of these others.
Oh, he kicked a woman. Okay, what he did was
he put
used
his foot on her and
to
pushed
push
her
someone.
over.
Okay, let's calm down on the kicking. Okay,
well, it was only bad because the first video of it was from TMZ and it said he brutally attacked her.
Yeah, but. Are we not smart enough as a fucking people to understand that TMZ blows things out of proportion?
We're not. All right, and then...
I'm getting really upset with headlines, by the way. Even when it comes to sports. Like, they'll be like, player says outrageous thing to defend other players. And then I read the article. Nowhere does it mention that player saying anything to defend the other one. I'm like, what the fuck did I click on this for?
There was one time, no, you're right. I read an article where it said someone was defending Richie Incognito for throwing the weights. And I read the article because I'm like, no way. And the article said something like, the only reason I could see he would do that if he was on drugs. That's not defending him. That's trying to figure out why he did it. That's not a defense.
It's barely making an excuse.
It's not even making an excuse. That's like saying, I don't know why this happened. The only reason I can think of that it could have happened is because he's a fucking druggie. Like, that's not a defense.
Yeah, no, that's...
But what needs to happen is this collective bargaining agreement, they need to get an independent company to handle punishments, and that's that.
It needs to be an independent investigation and punishment board.
Yeah.
If they want to appeal from that point, they can. But Goodell should not have the fucking iron fist here in this situation.
What I suggest, if you're listening, Roger Goodell...
He's not.
Is that... Okay.
He doesn't listen to his own people. You think he's going to take time out of his day to listen to this?
Probably. We're criticizing him.
Maybe.
He's not Dolan.
I don't know.
But what I suggest...
I'm surprised Dolan hasn't yelled at us. If he ever finds us, he's gonna write us a letter. You know that. He'll be the first person to fucking email us.
We'll be banned from Madison Square Garden. But what I suggest doing, and this is for all sports leagues, create a group of executives from the other 3 sports leagues to be your punishment department. If the executives from the NHL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball say, yeah, what he did should be punishable, and this is what we suggest, there you go. You've got executives who have absolutely no stake in the fucking thing telling you this is what we would do. Do this. I think that right there is the best way to do it. It's not going to happen, but that's what I would do.
I mean... I could see it working. I just don't know if the other executives from the other sports are going to really give a shit to want to do that. But I mean, it's not a bad thought. Can we talk about college football?
Yeah, we're about to get into college football in just a second. But going back to what you said about needing to pay Cowboys, they have a lot of people that need to be paid in the next 2 years. So someone's gonna have to go. Or they're gonna have to shut up and just take the money as it comes and stagger contracts because they need to pay Dak, they need to pay Amari, they need to pay Zach Martin, they need to pay Zeke, they need to pay Jalen Smith. They can pay all of them. They have the ability to do that. They just need to, one, not try and be market setters, and 2, need to take contracts that will help benefit the team while they still get paid well. Like, 4-year contract we need you to take your large portion of the contract in the final 2 years. Final 2 years is all guaranteed as an incentive for you to do this. Or, first 2 years, middle, whatever.
I mean, players aren't going to do that, but it's a nice way to think.
Yeah. College football, huh?
Yeah, let's talk about a conference that's fucking, for the most part, irrelevant.
Relevant, except for...
They have not had a college football playoff team in the last 4 years other than Washington, and when Washington got there, they got smacked in the mouth.
They were better than I thought they would be in that game, though. I predicted like a 40-point blowout.
Okay, but even so, that doesn't make it better.
In all fairness, I think there are two teams in the conference this year that are better than that Washington team was.
I agree with you, but as far as the Pac-12 as a whole, and I'm not diminishing Dan O'Shea's Oregon team because I think that Oregon team is one of those teams, but
the rest of the conference sucks.
They need to get shit figured out in programs that should be more successful. UCLA, USC,
Cal.
And with Cal, and I'll even add Stanford right now because Stanford's trending in the wrong direction.
Arizona State.
Let's not muddy the waters with party schools, okay? We know what they are.
All right, so then Washington. Washington is probably... So, in my mind, it's 1A, 3, and then there's a huge drop-off from 3 to the rest of the teams. I don't know...
Do you want to start... Should we start from the bottom again and work our way up? Because the bottom is just going to be going through a bunch of people that are going to finish like shit.
If you want to start from the bottom, we can do that.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. However you want to play this.
All right, we'll start at the bottom.
Do you want to start north, south?
We'll just... Which is the worst conference?
I think the South is the most unpredictable.
The South is the most unpredictable. The North has the best and the worst, in my opinion.
I think that's fair.
Okay, let's start with the one that has the worst team. So who's the worst team in the Pac-12?
Oregon State.
Oregon State.
So it would be the North we're starting with.
Okay.
Aha, fuck Beavers.
Still an awesome name.
Yeah.
And their logo definitely looks like one of the characters from the Angry Beavers TV show.
Does, you're right. Holy Jesus.
It's a mix between the two of them. They're like, fuck it, make it orange.
All right, so Oregon State fucking sucks.
They're not good.
Do they have literally anything to look forward to?
Couple of wins.
Let's go through and
They might win one or two.
That's honestly the best they can hope for is a couple of wins.
I mean, they've got a couple of guys that, are good, but there's no one that I would say is worthy of a real mention. Like, I mean, what's his name? The running back from Oregon State, Jefferson. I had to look that up. He's good. Oh, Isaiah Hodgins. Isaiah Hodgins is good. He's going to be a good player in the NFL one day. But
sure, but they don't have a complete team. They have no defense. You can't rely on the backs of two guys that are going to be on every scouting report to shut them down, and they don't have an easy schedule.
No. Now I'm just... Sorry, go on, O'Shea.
I think they'll be slightly better than last year. Because last year...
2-10 is hard to do worse than.
Yeah.
I think they might get 3 wins. I'll give them that.
Yeah, me too. I'd say it's either going to be 2 or 3, but it's not going to be any more.
Nope.
So I quickly looked up the preseason rankings. The media poll has Oregon State being the worst and still being bad.
Yeah, they're just not going to be good. We don't need to waste a lot of time on Oregon State. We can literally move on to all the other teams in this conference.
All right, so in the North, we're going to stick with them. This one I'm a little bit... I don't know. I want to say Cal because I like Mike Leach and I like Washington State, but I don't see Washington State being anywhere near as good as they were last year, especially without Gardner Minshew. The mustache is gone. I'm going to go with Cal. Cal is going to be number 5 in the North, in my opinion, followed by Washington State.
I agree with that statement. I think Washington State will be better than Cal, if not for the fact that Leach will probably win them a few games coaching. And I don't think Cal has that ability to do it. Washington State just lost so much, and they're going to need to rebuild. And it's going to take them at least a year or two to do that and be comfortable in the offense with all the players. Cal just doesn't... they don't bring a lot to the table.
I mean, they're gritty.
Yeah, and they play close games and everything, but they don't... I don't know. Just in that area, I don't see them having an overwhelming a lot of success this year. Winning record maybe, but barely.
I don't know if they'll get a winning record. I think their best is going to be even.
I don't even see that.
They still need to choose a quarterback, don't they?
I mean,
I don't even think they've chosen between who was it? Garbers, and they had UCLA guy come over. Let me see here. Devin Monster.
What a name.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in full agreement. I think California's the next worst. It's hard to beat Oregon State for being terrible right now. But
yeah,
I don't have.
We're talking about, in my opinion, like a 2-win difference between Oregon State and Cal. Like, I can see Oregon State going 2-10 again, but I don't see Cal being any worse than 4-8.
I mean, it's for Washington. The reason I say that Washington State is going to be higher than Cal is because Cal, they have a quarterback issue. They've got a lot of different issues. Washington State, it's Mike Leach, but we'll see what Mike Leach can do with this transfer that he got at quarterback from the FCS and see how well he plays. I mean, that right there, because I don't know how well that's going to work, and with Mike Leach's coaching, I give them the chance of getting at least 2 more wins than Cal.
I could see them going 6-6, 7-5.
I'd say 7-5 if I had to guess. Just because I don't know about this other quarterback. He could be a lot better than I thought.
Maybe.
I would tend to agree with both of you that Washington State is probably the next one on the board.
They're not far behind Stanford, though.
No, but Stanford's also... I think that you could see them both going 7-5.
Yeah.
I really don't know that there's much separation between the two. Those two could flip-flop based on the game they play against each other.
Yeah.
It's really what it comes down to. They're very similar teams, and there's just nothing that really says, they pique my interest as being a good team. It's just they're not overall. Since they lost McCaffrey, they've been scrambling to find an identity, and it's left them in the middle of the road.
I mean, Bryce Love tried. He tried.
Yeah, he made the good old college try, but it's hard to walk in the shadow of someone like Christian McCaffrey. You can do whatever you want to do next, but you're not going to be him. You can't be all everything.
No.
And that's what McCaffrey was. That's no disrespect to Bryce Love. He was a good running back, but You can't follow that up. And then